antipsychotics.
Daddy? Dad? Come on, wake up. He's not waking up. I'm like, what the heck happened to my father? What happened? Why is he not waking up?
Thanks for joining us. I'm Joey Chen. For any of us who has had to parent a parent, it is the most difficult challenge, making sure the care they receive is safe. The fear that they will live out the final days of their lives in a drug stupor, underscored by warnings that powerful drugs many nursing homes use on their elderly patients are dangerous and even be deadly. Now, a full decade after nursing homes were first warned not to use strong antipsychotics, 1 in 5 patients in skilled care still get them. In an exclusive investigation, America Tonight's Sheila McVicker found the results can be catastrophic.
Here's Dad right after surgery.
Patrice Gilgan captured this moment with her father, Jerry Gilgan, following surgery for a malignant brain tumor. From the hospital, the retired New York City firefighter went by ambulance to an assisted living facility south of Los Angeles.
How you feeling?
All right. Just so bad.
Jerry Gilgan also suffered from dementia and accompanying bouts of confusion. But on his first day at this facility, his family says, he was alert and lucid.
Daddy? Dad?
Just 1 day later, Patrice Gilgan found a very different man.
He's not waking up. Well, like, what the heck happened to my father? What happened? Why is he not waking up?
Jerry Gilgan's wife, Marie, was shocked by the sudden change.
We took him into this home thinking that would be the best place for him because his brother was there. A day or two, he was another person. He was like, he was a vegetable. There was nothing to him, and he just was staring in space, drugged out.
Drugged out on medications like Haldol and Seroquel, antipsychotic drugs approved for patients with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, not approved for patients with dementia. The Federal Drug Administration has placed its strongest warning, a black box warning, telling physicians not to prescribe antipsychotic drugs to patients with dementia because they can cause heart failure, infections, and death.
They're giving my dad all this stuff. Like, why? What was their goal? To kill him?
America Tonight filed a Freedom of Information request asking the FDA for reports of adverse reactions to antipsychotics. The reports are often incomplete and they don't prove cause and effect, but there were dozens of cases of elderly patients with dementia who died after receiving antipsychotics.
Next day notes from nurse. Haldol says 3 times, morphine 1 time.
Jerry Gilgan's prescription for Haldol was simply as needed, as often as every 6 hours, written by a doctor who never saw him. Did you ask them what drugs he was being given?
They would name off these drugs. We had no idea what they were. We had no idea.
Despite the FDA's most serious warning, the Government Accountability Office found 1 in 3 nursing home residents with dementia receives antipsychotics.
They're given to the quick fast and they're zonked out all the time so you don't have to be bothered with them.
5 days after he arrived at the assisted living facility, Gilgan fell getting out of bed. A greater risk of falling is one of the side effects of antipsychotics. He was transported back to Mission Hospital, the same place he'd had his brain surgery.
We're glad you're back. We're glad you're awake.
2.5 weeks after he arrived in the hospital, Jerry Gilgan opened his eyes for the first time.
He wasn't the same.
State investigators later determined Gilgan had been over-medicated.
It took away everything from my father. It took away his rights. It took away his dignity. They robbed us, you know.
And they were too.
Yeah.
All nursing home residents have a right to be involved in their plan of care.
On antipsychotics.
If Medicare is saying these drugs are bad, there's research showing clearly it could cause death. Why the hell is Medicare paying for it? It's like makes no sense to me. If Medicare would stop paying for it, then it wouldn't be administered.
Why not stop paying for the drugs?
We are working overall, not only in nursing homes, but we're looking at other settings in addition to nursing homes to figure out ways to reduce reliance on antipsychotic medications. We need
Too received antipsychotics after becoming combative. So this video from the assisted living facility shows him lying calmly with his head on his pillow as he tells a caregiver he does not want the medication.
My mom received a phone call from the home stating that, they like to use this word combative.
Advocate nursing homes justify using the drugs to calm anxious, agitated residents who cause disturbances or pose a threat. But after he died, Jerry Gilgan went to a nursing home that didn't use antipsychotics, and his family saw glimpses of his old self.
I remember one night I got a phone call about 10 o'clock. I said, oh, something happened. And the nurse said, oh, Jerry's here with me in the office. He wanted to call you. And he sounded like the old Jerry. Jerry, I said, how you doing? He says, good. I said, how you doing? He said, I'm hanging out here with the nurse. I said, oh, good for you. I said, I'll see you tomorrow. He said, okay, good night. And that was it.
And tonight, Sheila McVicker here with us. Sheila, you know that for me personally, this is a very difficult story because my own father was in exactly this situation. And I just sympathize with the families. I mean, what a difficult thing to decide what is best to do for your own relative.
It's very common in these situations that when someone new goes into a nursing home, they come from a hospital, and almost always in the hospital, they have been put on antipsychotic drugs. And that includes